yeah, today we're talking about the Pathfinder 3-action combat system. It is the definition of simplicity with depth. Basically, you are given 3 actions to do whatever you want with combat. As long as it totals up to 3, you can do it in that turn. Want to move 3 times? You got it. Basically, what you'll need to do is you'll need to pay attention to these specific symbols. You'll see these on various actions, feats, or spells. And the good news is they're pretty easy to understand. 1 diamond means 1 action, 2 means, well, 2, and 3 means 3. This will tell you how many things you can do in one specific turn. Typically, the more costly it'll have more actions. Most feats you can see will probably take about 2 actions, and same thing with a lot of spells. But you know what? I think we need an example. So here's our human fighter, and here's his enemy, a goblin. A basic turn for our human fighter, who is also wielding a shield, could be to move up, attack, and then raise a shield.
But wait!
You can move and also attack twice. Note, any additional attacks are done at an increased penalty. Second attacks are at a -5, and third attacks are at a -10. Now, it should be noted that if you have a weapon with the Agile property, this penalty is reduced to a -4. So it's 0, -4, and then -8. So pay attention to those tags. They mean a lot in Pathfinder. So again, leaning to the idea of however you want to build your character, if you really want to make them a sword and shield type character, you can absolutely do it. There's a feat for it. So basically, what I'm getting at is right out of the gate at first level, you have a lot of options at your disposal as a martial character specifically. Casters, yes, but martial characters, you're gonna have a lot of fun. So you can do a ton. And speaking of martial versus magic, we should probably get to magic users. Now, one thing I do want to provide a little disclaimer on is we're just gonna go into how the turn order can usually work for a caster. We're not going to go into specifics on how magic works in Pathfinder. That is going to be an entirely separate video because, well, there's a lot to break down. So this is more just what you can expect on a specific turn for a caster. Tune in for the next video on how magic operates. And even then, it's going to be more of an introductory. The good news is for casters is that the rules are pretty much the same. You'll probably just be interacting with these symbols far more frequently, especially early on, than martial characters. So you will need to pay attention to it. You'll be encountering a lot of spells that have 2 actions to cast versus 1. But here's the good news. Even if it's leveled spells, you can cast them multiple times in 1 turn as long as it totals up to 3. You will potentially be burning all your spell slots, but if you're playing a cocky mage, guess what? That's the story that's happening. That's the way you're gonna do it. So it's a lot of fun, and I really like the 3-action system because it helps you almost in the combat play your character in a way that makes sense and fits. It's dynamic, it's interesting, it leads to roleplay within the combat itself. So it's a lot of fun. So yeah, those are the basics of Pathfinder combat. As mentioned, it's the definition of simplicity with depth. You have 3 actions to do whatever you want. So as mentioned, I really like this system of combat. It is both simple but has a nice structure to it. It can also, within the mechanics of the game presented, can allow you to basically roleplay your character in combat through the mechanics. You're not limited like action, bonus action, or reaction, which is, as mentioned, a good system to help people learn the general structure of a turn and how combat works. And it can also help learn terminology, so there is a pro there. Pathfinder, I think, just makes things a little bit more interesting and dynamic by opening it up to do whatever you want. Truthfully, this system is my favorite element of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's simple, but has a ton of depth to it, which for me is an automatic win. And with that, next time, we're going to talk about magic. And trust me, there's going to be a lot to talk about. So until next time, everybody, keep being awesome, keep rolling those dice.